Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, dear students. I'm Mr. Muhammad Khalid, and you are learning Pakistan Studies. It is week 3, and today we will learn about a short, brief history of Pakistan. Dear students, in the second week, we came to know about the topography or physiography of Pakistan, and today we are going to have a brief understanding about the historical context about our country. There are three main objectives of this lesson. Object number 1, to link the students about the historical development, that when and how human population or human inhabitation started in these areas. Are there any contribution of these people in development of the human life in terms of farming, construction, architecture, education, engineering, and other aspects? Were the people of the same land in the ancient times were capable or compatible to the other civilization persisting and developing in the other areas of the world, like in Mesopotamia, Iraq, Babylonian civilization, in Egypt, the Egyptian civilization, and Greece, the Greek civilization, and the contemporary Chinese civilizations. Object number 2, to connect. Object number 2, to provide information to Pakistani youth about their forefathers and historical transitions happened throughout this. The reason is, there are many reasons to talk about this particular aspect. And number 4, this lesson also is very important from the historical sites and buildings, and how can we promote tourism in Pakistan by telling the world that how many magnificent buildings and ruins of the oldest civilization we have. Dear students, let's start with the discussion. You know, every individual, every race, and every nation feels proud of listening stories about their forefathers, and this create a uh, conscious sense of elation or sense of pride over the other nations. For example, Germans, British, Western countries, Arabs, Turks, Central Asians, even Hindus, they mean they feel proud and they love to cut stories about their historic and uh, magnificent past, and they tell the same stories to their children and prove that they are not the ordinary people. But unfortunately, in Pakistan, we have never tried any serious effort to inform our children. Therefore, at university level, we should be able enough, we should be enough intelligent to knowing the roots and uh, exploring the facts about the histories so that we may be able to tell our children about our forefathers. Let's start. The students, Pakistan is the home of many magnificent and wonderful civilizations. Every nook and corner of Pakistan is a imprint or has the prints of the ancient civilizations. About historical traces, according to the historians and archaeologists, historians are the people who keep the record of events of the people, their lives, regions, governments, and systems. They are called historians. And archaeologists are those historians which work manually and they go to different places and they dig, khudai karte hain, and then they discover the old cities, they discover weapons. For example, when you watch the mummies of the Egyptian civilization or pharaohs, clear, or you watch some idol or sculpture made up of gold and it is written it is 1,000 years back or it is 2,000 years old. How does it come down to us? It is the act of the excavators or archaeologists. They identify the space, they launch the project, and they discover the things and they make research on it, and finally they decide that what is this ruin, what type of discoveries are made, what type of article they have discovered, and what is the nature of the article. So these people actually study the structures from the ruins and then give us the information. Clear? So these two terms are very important: historians and excavators, or sorry, archaeologists. Well, let me connect with the previous discussion. Pakistan is home of the thousands of such places, or even it is really in hundreds, and it is all 1,000 years ago old. According to historians, the earliest human prints or the earliest civilized human life started in Stone Age in Sama Valley, the river that is flowing between in Rawalpindi and Islamabad area is called Sama River. So here the excavators found different kind of skeletons, ruins, or some of the duns and caves in which different type of printings and all this. They came to conclude that here the earliest human being in the Stone Age would live, and from here these earliest cave people traveled. Clear? Here it is the Swan River, Rawalpindi, Islamabad, where we are sitting at this moment. And here, these people traveled along these highest mountains of Himalaya. They are old Himalayan mountains, and they traveled along Kashmir and then Himachal Pradesh, and then they even stretched to far east or other areas till Bhutan and Nepal and other areas. Clear? So here the human population flourished into this area. Clear? Then others are, here I have the timeline. Then there is another thing, this called red and bull cultures. Red and bull cultures actually flourished in Job area, Balochistan Plateau or Plateau, we have read it. Here, red and bull, clear, here we find caves, little huts, and other remnants, which evident that earliest human beings would live here. Fine. Also, the archaeologists have found many fossils. Fossils are called the dead skeletons of bones and others. They're called fossils. They have found the fossils of even gigantic animals and creatures that would once live in these areas. Clear? So the people of the Swan Valley and the Red and Bull culture of Balochistan, they were the cavemen. They were just similar to the people now in the African jungles. I mean, they simply had little to cover their bodies. Clear, they would rely on hunting, fine, and they would take shelter in the caves. But the proper civilization that emerged in these areas is Harappan civilization. Harappa. Fine, it is Punjab and Sahiwal area. Here the rayons of the Harappa civilization are found between 1500 BC to 3000 BC. BC and AD are the two words after departure and after, before the Christ and after dominion or departure. These are the two words, before the Christ and after the dominion of the Christ. Mean people of the ancient times, to count the time, they have set the calendar, and that calendar is called Gregorian calendar. And they settled that they took the birth of Hazrat Isa والسلام, the Jesus Christ, the Jesus, as a significant event, and they said that the event that has occurred before the birth of the Christ, they will take BC, and after dominion or whatsoever, they will be called AD. Clear? So here means that about 1500 to 3000 before the birth of the Jesus or Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, Harappan culture developed in the Indus Valley and around. Indus Valley means the river Indus and the Indus plains. All these are called Indus Valley. And it is not just here it ends. It even stretched to India. The regions of Sindh and Punjab and Indian Punjab, they all are called Indus Valley. Clear? They are called river inhabitations, river settlements. You know that earlier settlements of the human beings developed always on the banks of the rivers. So that was the earliest stage when the cavemen started organizing themselves. They were building little huts. They started living in groups, and they had developed a little system. Political system means they had chosen their chieftain, and they had given different responsibilities. So, in short, we can say that these villages are a simple start of the collective social life. Fine. Okay. Aryan civilization. Okay. Who was the Aryan civilization? It is very interesting that Aryans basically are race, and we, the people of subcontinent, believe to be the descendants or the children of the Aryans. Clear? Number one, who are the Aryans? Aryans primarily were a tribe living in today's Russia. Clear? Today's Russia. They were tribe used to live in Russian territories. Clear? They were tall fighters. Okay, fair colors. Fine. And these tribes traveled from Russian mainlands, clear vast Central Asians, and in search of food, they entered to Afghanistan or Iran. And finally, when they reach at the bank of the Indus River, they found this a wonderful place where they had the plenty of food. The environment was quite pleasant, and this area was little bit more secure from the other areas. So they decided to live here, and they were the people who started the Aryan civilization. Clear? Aryan civilization, and here called the Vedic age. Vedic age means that these people of the Aryans, they developed the earlier Hindu system, the Hindu myth, and the basic beliefs in the myths, they started here. So the Vedic age is called the start of the Hindu myth age, and their beliefs and the gods and the goddesses, they were uh, here. Fine. So they people are called the Aryan civilization. Fine. Okay. Then Gandhara civilization, 550, sorry, 486 to 550 BC, mean before the birth of Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. Gautama Buddha, the prince of Kapilvastu, Nepal, founded a religion is called Buddhism, and from those areas, this Buddha religion was accepted by some Indian rulers of the some rulers of the states in India. Clear? And then those rulers traveled along and captured these areas and spread Buddhism, and finally they developed a government. They occupied an area and developed a civilization in Texla, Hassan Abdal, or means in KPK and this region. Clear? Texla was the center, and this is called Gandhara culture. Fine. Here, the remnants of these areas are Texla, Takhtabai, Attak and Mardan, Sawabi, Peshawar. These areas we find their remnants. I mean, people discovered their writings, their building infrastructure, okay, stupas, different kind of their artifice, and this area of Gandhara, it has not, it was not simply limited to Pakistan, but at that time when it was stretched to present day Afghanistan, like Bamiyan, like Kabul, Kandahar, and the other regions. Here it is all called the Gandhara civilization. Fine. And this remained the center of learning. People from the different regions, from Afghanistan, from Iran, from Central Asia, from China, they would come here and would get the education of their time, and then they would go back. This is the reason why this area is very specific, that here the knowledge of the Buddhist spread to the entire region. Okay, 180 BC to 320, Mauryan Empire, Ashoka most famous emperor, spread of the Buddhism. Here Mauryan Empire means some prince of this Indian some state, that is called the very famous Emperor Ashoka the Great. He moved here and he had the two capitals. One capital was in Indian territories now, and the other capital is called Taxila. Clear? And here I've told that the Buddhism spread to the entire world. Clear? And 182, 150 AD to 150, Saka dynasties in the Indus valleys and the North valleys. Another dynasty. Dynasty mean lineage of kings. बादशाहों का खानदान, रूलिंग फैमिली जो हुकूमत करते हैं उन्हें हम क्या कहते हैं? डायनेस्टीज. दिस टर्म इज यूज्ड फॉर द किंगशिप, जहां पर खानदानी हुकूमतें होती हैं, they would say dynasties. Clear? It spread into the Indus Valley and the northwest. Fine? And the other areas. Well, and then Kushan Empire. 878 to 200 AD, after it is now AD, after the death of or dominion of after the Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, Kushan Empire, Gandhara art flourished. Clear? 300 to 780. Clear? And this is called the classic age in the northern India, Gupta Empire, and these empires flourished. Remember, dear students, not just here in Taxila and Harappa and others, there were other empires also flourished in the other portions of the subcontinent. And here I'm talking about the word subcontinent. Remember, student, जब हम बात कर रहे हैं historically, then there was no concept of modern political systems. Clear? Then we simply can refer as the subcontinent, Indian subcontinent. Clear? Geographically and historically we say Indian subcontinent. Clear? This partition, after partition, we came to know as other distinct countries, Pakistan and Bangladesh, or Nepal and Bhutan. Fine. In general term, we talk about subcontinent. Fine. And other civilization emerged on the bank of Ganges, Gemini and Brahmaputra, and also the South India. South means here. They're called North India. We divided India into two territories. We can divide. This is called North and this is called South. The people of North are different. The people of South are different. The people of North are the mixture of many civilizations. They are fair colors. They have different attributes, whereas the people of the North are different. Fine. They are the oldest civilizations which are found in Gandhara art. Okay. Yes, students, I'm sure that you have learned about that Pakistan is home of the many excellent civilizations, and you find that Takhtabai, Taxila, Swan, Harappa, Mehergarh, Bolan Pass, Mohenjo-daro, Theta. They are the historical sites which were developed where the people would live thousands of years ago, and most of these sites are included in UNESCO World Heritage. Okay, and by making efforts, we can promote tourism. Next, what were the qualities of these people? Now let's have that how they were. I mean, they in the start their lives were in the caves, but they people didn't stop learning and they developed into little village and planned cities. Just look at these pictures, oldest picture of the Indus Valley civilizations, that these people had the concept of streets, walls, bricks. Okay, they had the proper structure. They had managed the water system and much more. The people also had planned their agriculture, that they would make the channels from the waters, develop wells, develop the agriculture. They people were advanced in pottery. Pottery means utensils, बर्तन बनाने में. They were able to mold the different kind of metals and designed the utensils, ornaments. They would create different kind of weapons, tools, swords, clay, uh, and much more. Here, they people developed the earliest languages. People in the old times simply would listen, but here the script, the writing, to giving a tangible form, they people developed their languages and they introduced many letters and other things. They were very good in carving. Carving is called a painting to made on the woods and others. They're carving, and you find this picture an excellent carving. They were very advanced in sculpture, clear, and the art of sculpture in Indian subcontinent is also the mixture of the when Alexander or the Greek people came to subcontinent and they ruled, they brought the art of sculpture and other things. Okay, religion. These people would believe in. They used to be atheists, but when the Greeks brought their own concepts, so then we find a huge similarities between the deities of the Greeks and Indians. For example, Greeks believed in Zeus, the god, the great god. They name it Zeus. यूनानी के नजदीक सबसे बड़ा बादशाह जो था खुदा, that was Zeus. It was very powerful, and you find many Hollywood movies in which this character of Zeus and Titans, okay, and Spartans is given. So here we find in Indian mythology Shiva. Here they believed in Nike. Nike, that you find a shirt that was basically a Greek goddess of beauty and culture. Here they believe in Lakshmi. In short, students, you have learned that Pakistan is the house or paradise of many civilization. People here developed civilization. They were advanced in they developed the live planned cities, advanced in poetry, weapons, language, and they merged the religions and they accepted the other religions. Thank you very much.